Good morning. Look at this messy hair. Welcome to a new reading vlog. This is going to run over the new year, but I was like, let's just start today. It's not probably going to be a very busy one. I'm traveling today to my mom's where I'm going to be most of the week. Excuse me. But for now, I have to shower, get dressed, I'm in my PJs, like sort out animals, and then drive, I guess. There are fires in the area, but residents aren't evacuating, or aren't even want to evacuate for the town. And everything is the other side of my travel, so we think we're gonna be alright, but who knows, it could be an adventure today. Okay, we're dressed. It's time to get in the car and go. Well, I successfully got home. I did entirely forget to vlog last night when I did get home with the fire warnings going. It was just a whole thing, so I forgot all about it. But I'm here. I did finish a book last night. Actually, I finished 2 books yesterday. I finished Please Send Help by Alison Ruskin and Gabby Dunn, which I listened to an audiobook on the drive. It was just a short audiobook, so I kind of zoomed through it. They read it, which is why I really wanted to listen to it rather than buy it physically. Not that I am keeping their first book, but this was the sequel. It was really fun, especially because they narrated it. And then I also finished Five Dark Fates, which is one of 2 of the last books I want to have finished by the end of the year. We're hoping to finish the other one this morning. But so today is like the last day of the year, and we have like 100 pages left, 140 pages left in my final book of the year. But I did finish Five Dark Fates last night, and it was all right. It's the end of the series, the Three Dark Crowns series, or the Queens of Fennburn. I think I really enjoyed the process to get to the end, but maybe the end was a little bit too clean, only a little. The people I wanted to end up on top ended up on top, but like the end battle sequence all happened pretty damn fast, I guess. So yeah, that was a thing. It was just, I think it was just a very fast final battle. Like most of the book was not the final battle. The final battle was at the last 50 pages. But not that the rest of the book wasn't enjoyable. I don't know, you could have just expanded out. But this whole series has never settled on battles or anything. Like, it doesn't describe battles in detail. It's mainly about the character interactions. So like, if you consider the like writing styles of the series as a whole, it makes total sense. But like, yeah. And I understand that that's one reason people struggle with this series, is that the writing style is very like character dynamic focused and not focused on any action, even though a lot of action happens. If that makes sense. Anyway, the other book I'm going to try to finish today is Starsight by Brandon Sanderson, so I'm like most of the way through it, but I'm got a little bit left. But I also brought a bunch of books with me to start for the new year, so once we finish that we can pick up something brand new, and I will check in with you when that happens. Yes, I'm currently drinking coffee, watching some YouTube, and then I'll get dressed and start reading, probably. Yeah. So it has just hit almost 4 o'clock. I just finished my final book of 2019. It is the 31st of December. It is Starsight by Brandon Sanderson. So this is now done. This is the sequel to Skyward, and I really enjoyed it. It was really good. I do find the point of view a bit cringy, but only at the start of each of these, where it's a bit kind of like recappy, info dumpy. But overall, by the time the action gets started, it's really good. And I can't wait to see where it goes in book 3. There's going to be a 4-book series apparently, so I'm really excited to see where book 3 goes. I believe it's coming out next year, so that's exciting. Now I'm going to start I have 3 books planned for the start of 2020. I'm not going to dive into all of them today, I don't think. I think I'll start with one, and then just like if I get bored, I'll do some switch ups. But so there are 3 things I brought with me. The one I'm gonna actually start now is The Republic of Thieves by Scott Lynch. This has been on my TBR for a while. And I thought, well, it's at the start of the year and I've got super high motivation, we might as well read a chunky fantasy that I've been putting off, only because it's chunky. So we're gonna start this. This is the third book in the Gentleman Bastard sequence, so it's Liza Lochlamora, Red Season to Red Skies, then this one, Thorns of Emberlain. Thorn of Emberlain could come out this year, could come out next year, could come out anytime really, so I do need to catch up and read this. It has been a while. I think I read Red Season to Red Skies start of 2019. The other things I brought with me are Always Never Yours by Emily Wibberley and Austin Sigmund Broker. I thought because it's a heavy fantasy, pack one of my contemporaries on my TBR, so we picked that. And then also something a little bit more paranormally. So you have The Beautiful by Renee Ahdieh, which is a historical paranormal, I believe. So yeah, that's the three things I'm starting with this year for 2020. But we're going to start with The Republic of Thieves and jump into that now. We'll see how much I get read before I A, get bored and switch, or B, the start of 2020. So I've climbed into bed. I forgot to update. Ooh, somebody walked over my grave. I forgot to update this vlog like all night. It's now 1 AM. Happy New Year from Australia, East Coast of Australia. Happy New Year. What have I done since I talked to you last? I just finished Starsight, so that was like just after lunch, like 3-4 o'clock. Since then I read, so that was 120 pages reading in the morning, like till then, and then since then I've read like 250 pages. Good on me. I read 150 pages of The Republic of Thieves, which is my first fantasy read of the year. So excited about that. That's the third book in the Gentleman Bastard sequence. I think I talked briefly about what the books I'm going to be reading are. And I read 110 pages of Always Never Yours. I was kind of like, 150 is a good place to stop for a day where I also read another book. And then I was like, let's just get as much of Always Never Yours done as we can before I get tired of the fireworks happen. So we did that. Tomorrow, my goal is to read 200 pages of Republic of Thieves and 100, maybe 200 pages of Always Never Yours. Maybe we could finish Always Never Yours. Plus read 200 pages of Gentleman Bastards. I mean, I don't really have anything on. I could kind of do a lot. I could do a lot of reading. I'm here at my mom's. I've like no commitments. I could do it. So yeah, we settled in, switched over from the fire updates to the New Year's bash on the TV. Because we get a happy life going into 2020 where we can. And then yeah, we watched the fireworks on the TV. There were no fireworks in our region, obviously, because we're in bushfires. Ain't nobody prepared to light some intentional ones. Ugh. And then, yeah, now I'm going to bed. I'm so ready for bed. I feel like I'm just rambling at this point. Am I just rambling? I think I am. Anyway, I'm gonna go finish watching the YouTube video. I was watching like this afternoon before I got really deep into reading. And then I'm gonna go to sleep. But I will talk to you more tomorrow. I'm loving both books I'm currently reading. Oh, I was gonna say, Republic of Thieves, really loving. So glad we get to see more of Sabitha in this book, which she's been like hinted at in the previous books, but not really like delved into much. And then also Always Never Yours. I posted this on Goodreads, but like, it's so fun of a book, but I 100% can't relate. The main character is so boy crazy, and like, it seems like realistic to other people, I guess, but I am super demisexual and it is super not relatable to me. Like, cannot comprehend this like boy crazy, don't really quite believe in soulmates for her, but like she gonna go hook up with a bunch of boys, like, and like wants relationships with a bunch of boys, but just like, that's gonna be my new boyfriend. Like, That's not even hookup. Like, I can appreciate casual sex because that's like physical attraction, not anything else. Like, that this instant, like, we're gonna date because you're hot and I want you. Like, can't relate. So anyway, but it is fun, and I can kind of see where it's going, which, at least in the romance aspect, which I think is intentional, but I will like that if it goes the way I'm assuming it will. Anyway, I'm gonna read more tomorrow. Maybe if we're lucky, I might finish Always Never Yours. Miracles can happen, but I'll see you tomorrow. What a flattering angle. Good morning. It's the 1st. And actually, like, morning, not nighttime. It's like 10 AM, I just woke up. I'm about to go in, make some breakfast. I say go in, but that might be confusing, but when I stay at my parents', I stay in like a granny flat, kind of thing. It's just like a room outside the house. It's actually my brother's playroom. I'll give you a tour. It's pretty messy. It has a fridge, but it's kind of like a storeroom, playroom, everything room. And I am in the bed. Oh, my guitar's in here. My electric guitar's in here. But yeah, so I stay in a bed out here because my bedroom from when I was a kid is now, oh, and I'm bleeding. Oh, is now my bedroom from when I was a kid is now my dad's workspace because he now works from home, which he didn't do when I was a kid. So yeah, there's just no space for me inside anymore, so I sleep out here. But I'm gonna go inside, get some breakfast, and watch a bunch of YouTube because like days ago I had 0 on my watch later, and now I have like 50, so we're gonna catch up on that. So it's early afternoon. I've been working on reading Republic of Thieves. We're stopping to set up the Christmas tree, and I'm gonna jump back into that and read a novella by or a short story by N.K. Jemisin. The cities we bore, something like that. I'm gonna read that, and that'll be my first read of the year, like first finish. But anyway, we're gonna put down the tree. The final product. Christmas is over. So I read the novella I was talking about, or the short story. It was from N.K. Jemisin, and it was called The City Born Great. It was a short story, definitely. It was like 20 pages, which I read on my phone. This is like, I have this problem, right, with short stories. And it's 100% a short story format problem. I find I struggle to connect. Focus on me, please. I struggle to connect with the characters and the world. So although I really enjoyed the writing and I thought it was really fascinating, it just didn't quite hit good levels for me. I've given it 4 stars because there's nothing objectively wrong with it. It's just the format is like not the most for me, but I think it could be really valuable once I've actually read. I originally wanted to read it because I wanted to get the context for The City We Became, which is her new novel coming out in the next couple of months. But I actually think I probably should have read it the other way around. I feel like I would have got more value from the short story if I was already, it's not the same characters, I don't believe, so I don't feel it's as much like connection to the characters, but like understanding what was going on. I don't know. I understood it. It's about an individual. I think they're non-binary, though I'm like drawing conclusions from how the text was written, so I wouldn't hold that for sure. And they kind of bear New York City into existence. They get described as the midwife for New York City. It's kind of about like connection to city, and then there's this like battle against the enemy who doesn't want a city to be in being. And in that aspect I really enjoyed it. But yes, I did struggle to connect to the character. Like we never know their name. We know one side character's name. And in the format it's very like lyrical writing, but it means like what is actually happening isn't well described. But it's a format problem. So yeah, I've given it 4 stars. I think is a good justification for what it is. And if I've kind of talked, I don't know if I've actually talked about this. I'm planning on changing the way I review this year. We'll see how long it lasts, but I'm going back to using the rating system, which I hadn't used for the last couple of months, but I'm not doing half-star ratings. So that's another reason I settled on 4 stars. I don't want to do half stars. Essentially what I'm going to do is 5 stars are things that I have a strong emotional connection with. They really stick with me, and I won't be afraid to change my ratings after the fact. So a 5 star is something that really resonates deeply with me, and I really like emotionally connect to it, and it's just something amazing. 4 is it's good, and I don't have anything objectively wrong with it, but it just didn't like get that spark with me. And then 3 is has faults that I can find but is still enjoyable, and then 2 is has faults that make it not enjoyable, and 1 is trash, or like so bad that I didn't enjoy it, and a no rating as a DNF. I don't rate DNFs. I just don't think that's fair. But yeah, so that's my new rating system going into 2020. So I've given this a 4 because it didn't have that spark for me, but objectively there was nothing wrong with it, other than like the format didn't work for me, which it doesn't, and I should have known that going in. So like within constraints, there's nothing objectively wrong with it. I'm very excited to see where the novel based like continuing this goes. I'm very excited for that. But yeah, that's the first thing I finished in 2020. It's got a beautiful cover, so I don't know, I don't hold this big thing like other people seem to about like making the first read of the year something amazing and the last read of the year something amazing. I don't know, reads are reads. I tend to have like a dull spot at the start of the year and a dull spot at the end of the year. I don't know why. I always do them. Like the first couple of reads and the last couple of reads are normally just like 4 or 3 stars. But hey, we're gonna try out this new system. We'll see how it goes. But yep, good morning. It's Thursday morning. Yeah, I think I forgot to update you last night, but I honestly can't remember. So apologies, I'm just repeating myself. But my goal yesterday was to get 200 pages through Republic of Thieves, and try and finish Always Never Yours. That totally didn't end up happening. I read about 150 pages of Republic of Thieves and only the short story that we talked about yesterday. But that is because we played a game of Catan. We twisted my dad's arm until he agreed to play with us, which is very rare. So we were taking that opportunity, and then we watched an episode of The Witcher. So just like took out reading time, you feel. Today I'm gonna kind of aim for a similar goal again. I don't think we are not busy, but like things are on today. Like we're gonna go visit my nan, so I feel like maybe 150, and then try and get through a lot of Always Never Yours. It's probably more achievable than like trying to get through 200 and a lot of Always Never Yours. But how about we do 150 and work on the contemporary from there. That would still have me on track to finish Republic of Thieves by the end of the week, which is kind of what I'm aiming for, is to try and like be far through it enough that I'm not carrying it into next week. which was why I picked it as like one of the first things to read, because I needed to like motivate myself to be on top of it and read it fast while I was like here at mum's and didn't have many distractions, because I thought it could be the kind of book that took me like 2.5 weeks to read otherwise. But yeah, so that's the plan for today. I've already started. I'm like 50-ish, just under 50 pages in. I've been watching a bit of BookTube this morning. I do need to shower and get dressed still. But yeah, we're gonna go to Nan's this afternoon, and those are the plans. While the cleaner's at the other end of the house, I thought I'd just check in really quickly with you. There's music going, so we're gonna make this quick before I get copyright striked. But I finished Always Know. I actually read like 450 pages yesterday. Look at me go. I read my 150 pages of Republic of Thieves, and then I finished Always Never Yours, and then I read another 50 pages of The Beautiful by Renee Ahdieh. So thoughts on Always Never Yours. I think it's amazing for a YA contemporary, which is a genre I don't really read that often, and it was a fun one, and it was just really good. I definitely related more to the love interest than to the main character, but that's fine. She was still really fun to read from, and he was a sweetheart. This features an Asian American love interest. There's a male side romance that was really cute, and including a closeted character, which was interesting to see unfold. And overall it was just really like sex positive and really, really sweet. Obviously it's a Shakespearean, like Romeo and Juliet style retelling, and it definitely makes me excited to pick up these authors' next retelling, which was it was a Taming of the Shrew retelling, and 10 Things I Hate About You is like one of my favorite movies, so I'm very excited to pick that up. So we'll be seeing that too. But anyway, today I'm gonna be working on back on Republic of Thieves and The Beautiful. So yes, I've been bad at updating this vlog, but I'm sure there's gonna be like hours of footage when I get to the end. Okay, so I didn't really, oh, look at that guy. Get him back. Oh, my hair's actually filthy awful. I might have to brush my hair. I haven't vlogged in like a day-ish. Kind of got distracted. What have I done? I've almost finished Republic of Thieves. I'm like just 80 pages from the end. I'm definitely going to finish that today. It's now 1:27 and I just got home. I just drove from mum's place home. I spent the whole time listening to an audiobook, which was The Magician by Michael Scott. I'm like most of the way through that. I could definitely finish that tonight. I wonder how long I actually have left on the audiobook. It says I got an hour left, so I might, I don't know, find some time to listen to that today. Definitely gonna try and finish it tomorrow. I think I might try and brush my hair and make it look a bit more reasonable, and then film my December wrap up. I'm thinking might be a good plan. And then I think April and I are gonna FaceTime for a bit, which will be fun as. So yeah, I think that's the plan for now, but I will update you on how my reading goes. I've kind of been nutsing it, like if you look at my, I know like this week I've had the week off, I've been at mum and dad's, but like yesterday I read almost 200 pages. The day before I read 450 pages. Today I will have read heaps, especially if you consider the audiobook, which I'm going to start tracking this year, like my audiobook pages read, because then I read nearly almost a whole book. I'm like 80% of the way through it. Yeah, and I could finish it today if I tried. But anyway, I'm gonna go film this video, I think, and then hang out with April on FaceTime and do some reading. And yeah, I've worked later tonight, but that's not till like 10 PM, so let's do some stuff. So I do have to keep an eye on the time. I've got to go to work in about 10 minutes, but I wanted to check in and say what happened this afternoon, I guess. April and I hung out on FaceTime for a while. I finished the Republic of Thieves. I managed to burn myself with soup, but only a little bit, just like spilled it all over myself. But that's fun. I finished Republic of Thieves. I ended up really, really enjoying it. I thought it's probably on par with book 1. Like, I like to book 2 a little less, but book 3 is on par with book 1, and I can't wait to see where book 4 is gonna go. This series is just so fun. Love me a heist series. This lighting is all over the place, I'm sorry. But then I also read 100 Pages of the Beautiful by Renee Ahdieh, and I'm hoping to read a bit more tonight of This Mortal Coil by Emily Cerveda. I'm like 80% of the way through The Magician, which is the audiobook I was reading. And yeah, we're gonna work on This Mortal Coil tonight at work. I'm about to head off now. And we'll work on both it and The Beautiful tomorrow. For you? Me? I did really enjoy The Republic of Thieves, and I'm glad I slammed through it and got it finished this week while I was like, didn't have anything on and was off work, rather than trying to read it while I'm at work. I could imagine it would have taken me like 2 weeks to finish if I was working at the same time. And instead I got it done in like 4 days. So holla. Okay, off I go to work. Good afternoon at this point. It's Sunday, the final day of this here vlog, and I am planning on finishing another book today, which is my audiobook, The Magician by Michael Scott. I'm like 50-ish pages from the end, and I have a lot of housework to do today, so I'll definitely get through that. But I want to tell you a bit of what else I'm reading, kind of where I got to last night. So I am about 150 pages into The Beautiful by Renee Ahdieh. This is like a gothic paranormal kind of story set in New Orleans. I'm really loving it. I think the writing is so much better than The Wrath of the Dawn. I did not like the writing in The Wrath of the Dawn, and everyone else loved it, or it seemed to love it. A lot of people seem to really love it, and I was like, yeah. Everyone's saying this has beautiful writing, but like everyone thought that had beautiful writing, and I hated it. But this honestly really does. I think it really, it's not the most lyrical ever, but it really captures the atmosphere really well, so I'm really impressed with that. And then last night I also got 100 pages into This Mortal Coil by Emily Cerveda. This is a science fiction dystopian. The writing for this is not my absolute fave. It is first person. It does read a kind of a little bit like a 2012 dystopian. Like it's got that dystopian style of writing. When did it come out? 2017. But the science and stuff, it's very futuristic. It's like 100 years into the, or not even 100, technology advancements. It's probably like 50 years into the future, say, technological advancements, and then an apocalypse featuring disease. And the science in here is really good, which is something that this was praised for, was its realistic science, and I am really impressed by that. But I do think the writing is a little bit like, it's just a little cheesy in the first person, but I am really enjoying like the actual dystopian and science elements. So I'm definitely not giving up on this yet. There was a brief moment where I was like, I don't know if this is really grabbing my attention enough, but the kind of like early exposition stuff kind of got out of the way, and now we're rolling into like more actual plot. So I am enjoying this. But anyway, I'm going to shower, do a lot of housework, so hopefully finish this audiobook while I'm doing all that. I need to go to the shops and buy food. I'm going to do some food prep tonight. Etc, etc. And I was toying with the idea of going to Officeworks and buying a bullet journal. But you know, perfectionism is a bitch. Like, I feel like I'm just not going to be happy with it if I try and do it, so I'm just not gonna. I will just continue on with my life. But yeah, I'm just not good at committing to something like that, and I hate making mistakes, and I hate the way it looks when you're trying to correct mistakes. So I think I'm far more likely to do a bullet journaling kind of thing on an iPad with the pencil. But we're waiting like a year to see how I go with doing this review journal before I buy one of those because this is really like, it'd be some TBR wrap up kind of spreads, and then basically what I'm doing in here, which is haven't really started. This is a fully blank journal. I was kind of looking for a dot one at the time, but there weren't any in the store and I didn't really need it. So this is my 2020 reviews, and I haven't really done one yet, but what it's gonna be is gonna look kind of like this, and then in this top corner, like below my chin, is gonna be the book cover for each of the books, and then I'm gonna talk about I might write down the characters in the summary for anything complicated, and then like a brief overview of my thoughts. It's essentially going to be my Goodreads review in here, plus a few extra things, and I'm going to do it for ideally every book I read. I don't know, yeah, we're doing that. Part of me's like, I could just like glue those pages together and do a TBR spread in here and an anticipated releases spread to see how I feel about it, or maybe I do it in a reverse, or I try it at the other place. I have a dot journal at the end of here, so I could do, this is my planner, could do like a January anticipated and TBR on each of these. 1, 2, 3, 4, January, February, March, April. No, that'd be January, February, March, April, May. We're not doing that. Because literally all I want is like a TBR and an anticipated releases spread to kind of match up with my little notebook here, which does my hauls and my wrap-ups, which I enjoy just like listing. I'm not, I don't know, not a huge thing, but maybe let's think about this. If I go January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November. We're still not there. Maybe I will go get it because I have a vague idea of how I want to do it. I would need some black paper. I kind of want to use these guys and like glue them in and write my TBR on them. Maybe I'm a little bit like, I don't know what to do with myself. Anyway, I'm gonna go shower and like do chores. I'm not quite sure what the best angle is gonna be here because my lamp literally sits like right above me. Oh, we're gonna have to find a good bed angle. This is not it, but this is what we're gonna get right now. So I just finished my food prep. It's now like 9:30. 9:35. I was pretty close, and I'm gonna go to bed, but I'm gonna read in bed for a bit. I mentioned earlier that I finished The Magician, which is the second book in the Secrets of the Immortal Nicholas Flamel, which is like a magic-y middle grade, featuring these two twins, Sophie and Josh, who find out they're like prophecy chosen one twins. It's so good. I've had them like since I was like 12. And just never got around to reading them properly. I'd like started the second one and never finished it. But I just finished listening to the audiobook and it was very fun. I can't wait to continue with the next one. And I also read the first 75 pages on audiobook of A River of Royal Blood by Amanda Joy. This is an African-inspired fantasy following two sisters, Isidore and Evelina, and Eva is the one we're following her first person narration. And it's kind of Three Dark Crowns-esque. They have to fight to the death to figure out who will reign. But Eva, who is the one with the dagger, the darker skinned sister, though they're both implied to be kind of mixed race or like biracial, or at least from different parts of this African-inspired world, where their mother is very fair-skinned and blonde and their father is very dark, and so Isadora is blonde but Evelina is dark, though they both have dark skin, which you can see here. And So we're following Eva really as she, I wonder if part 2 is from the other sister's point of view. No, I don't think so. She's trying to deal with, she has magic. Everyone in this world has magic. I'm not really explaining this well. Everyone in this world has magic from these tattoos, which you can see on the cover. And Isadora's is persuasion, and she's kind of like persuaded everyone to like her. And Evelina's is blood magic, like evil blood death magic. And she's always kind of Elsa'd her magic away. She hurt her sister when she was little, and that was the only display of power she's ever had. She's always otherwise kept it under wraps. And she's definitely PTSD'd her power away, very Elsa-like. That's definitely a good comparison to that. And it definitely is what I thought of as soon as it was happening and described. But now it's coming to the age where one of them needs to kill the other to become queen. And so she's never really displayed her power. And it's her kind of battling with, she doesn't want to be evil, and if she uses her power, is she evil? But she also doesn't want to die. So that's kind of the plot of this. I am really, really enjoying it so far. I'm pretty sure this is a series. So I'm really interested to see how it plays out in this book. But yeah, I'm about 75 pages, I mean like exactly 75 pages into this, just from listening to the audiobook while I made my meal preps. And it's been a fun time. It's been really enjoyable so far, so I'm excited to keep working on this tomorrow. And I do have a day at work where I think I'll be able to read quite a bit of it while I'm doing on audiobook, while I'm doing menial tasks. So this is definitely something that I'm going to work on next week, because tomorrow's Monday and will be the start of a new vlog. So look out for my feelings on this in next week's vlog. And then the 2 other books that I'm reading are The Beautiful. And I think I'm going to oh no, I'm at the start of a chapter for that, so we might have to go to This Mortal Coil, which is the other one by Emily Cerveda. I'm in the middle of a chapter here, so I might finish out the chapter. We've only read like 2 chapters today, but oh, I didn't move the other thing, that's why. Yeah, we'll have only read like 1 chapter, but that's fine. Maybe I'll read a little bit more before bed. I'll have a look. I'll see how I'm feeling. I'll at least finish out the chapter, and then I might switch back to The Beautiful or continue on with this for a little bit till I fall asleep. But both of these I'm gonna work on finishing next week, as well as some other stuff. I might call it actually a day there on the vlog, because I'm probably gonna get sleepy and just like collapse and go to sleep. So with that, have a good week. I'll see you in a week when the next vlog uploads. I'm still getting back into the swing of vlogging, and this week was a bit nuts with me being at mum and dad's, and there was a lot of fire issues, so I was just not focused on vlogging. But we'll see how the next week goes, when I will be back on my A game, but also back to work, so I'll be more busy, less time for reading. So we'll see how this all goes. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time with another video. Bye!